Unit 5, Algorithm and Flowcharts. Okay, so we started it. Okay, so we were talking about algorithms, right? Last week we were talking about algorithms. So what is an algorithm? Can you remember? So yes, so algorithm was if you have a problem and when you write a solution for that problem, step by step in an orderly manner, if you write the things that you have to do step by step, the instructions step by step, like step 1, step 2, okay. Likewise, then you will get this algorithm, right? So we talked about an algorithm to make a fruit salad. So making a fruit salad, we just look at an algorithm written for it, and an algorithm for chocolate cake, right? The steps of making a chocolate cake. Okay, so likewise, so we looked at some of these algorithms. Okay, so then today we are going to, and we talked about how we can write an algorithm to find the area of a rectangle. Okay, area of a rectangle. So before you are writing this algorithm, what you should do is you have to think of your inputs. Okay, you have to think of your inputs, then your process and the output. Now, last week we discussed how we can divide our problem into those 3 parts, right? So, so we were talking about this problem solving method, that you divide your problem into 3 parts, right? That is input, process, and output. So we looked at an example, how to make a tea, right? So your problem is making a cup of tea. So you divided into 3 parts. Input is the milk, tea leaves, teapot, sugar, those things. Then process, you wrote the process, how you made the cup of tea. Then output is the cup of milk tea. So likewise, we looked at some examples of how we are solving a problem using these 3 steps: input, process, and output. Right? Then when we write the algorithm according to these steps, problem according to these steps, then it is very easy for us to write the algorithm. Okay, so that is the part we talked about last week. So we wrote some algorithms. Okay, so to find the area of a rectangle and to find the perimeter of a rectangle. Likewise, so we wrote the steps in an orderly manner. So this was called the algorithm, right? So today we are going to learn a new one. So that is the flow chart. Okay, so here in your flow chart, so you can show the things in your algorithm in a pictorial manner. The same thing, the things in your algorithm. Now, for example, we'll say to find the area of a rectangle. So you have written the steps like this. Okay, start, get the length of the rectangle, get the width of the rectangle, then area equals length into width, then output is the area of the rectangle and end. Now the same thing you can show it using a flow chart. Now, in a flow chart, what we are doing is we are showing it in a, a graphical manner, graphical representation. So today we are going to talk about flow charts. So a flow chart is a graphical representation of the algorithmic steps. The same thing, we will show them in a picture. Your algorithm, we are going to show it in a picture. Now here, when you are writing a flow chart, you can't write whatever the symbols that you come into your mind, you can't use, right? You can't draw it with the symbols you like, right? There are some specific symbols for each of the actions, okay? So you have to use them. Otherwise, your flowchart will be wrong. Okay, now look at these symbols. Now here you have this capsule-like symbol. In this, you can write only start and end. Okay, so remember, if you want to write the start or end, you have to use this symbol. Okay, then we have this parallelogram. Okay, so you have to use this for your inputs and outputs. Right? For example, if you are finding the area of a rectangle, our inputs are getting the width and getting the length. So these are our inputs, right? So that is inputs, you have to use this parallelogram, and also the outputs, what we display. Now after finding the area of a program, we can display the area. So that one is also you have to write in a parallelogram. So your inputs and outputs we display using this shape. Okay, remember the shape with the parallelogram. Okay, right. Then what do you need? Then you need something to show your actions. So processes, that means the class, okay, the formula we use. Okay,
Madam, which page is
yes.
Madam,
Uh,
Madam, which page?
yes, this is in your pupils book. That is your page number 60.
60.
Page number 60, 59 and 60. Okay, the same thing in page number 59 and 60. Okay, so if you want to show the action or a process or your calculation, so you have to use this rectangle, right? So this is the action that we take to make a chocolate cake. So adding eggs one by one, that is action. So if you are writing an action or a calculation, I mean this area equals length into width, you have to use the rectangle, right? Then here also we have another shape, it's a rhombus. We use this to take a decision. Now when you come to a point, if you want to take a decision, then you have to use this shape. Now we will talk about this later, then you will understand, okay? So first we are just going to write a orderly sequence flowchart. Okay. Then we will go to the others as well. Then you will need this rhombus, right? Then to indicate direction of data flow, we need to use these arrows. Okay, definitely we need these arrows. Okay, then let's go to an example, sorry, of a flow chart. Okay, now this
Stefan,
is
do you
the
need to write that down?
later. First we will learn them, then we will write. Then you have to draw one on your own. Okay, first just listen. Okay, so start, I told you you have to use this shape to start. So this is the steps of making a fruit salad, right? So the same thing you can write it with an algorithm, and also we can write it with a flow chart. Okay, now first you have to write start. Then what you are going to do is you have to use your inputs, right? So your input is getting various fruits. Okay, getting the fruits. Fruits are your input in this flow chart, right? So first you wrote start, then your input, then after that your actions. Now what are you going to do? Wash fruits well, cut fruits into small pieces, put the fruits pieces into a bowl, add sugar and mix. All of these things are actions, okay, processes. So you need to put them inside a rectangular shape, okay. And the last one is your output. Serve the prepared fruit salad. The prepared fruit salad is your output that you have to write inside a parallelogram. So you just look at this. So you have written your input and output in a parallelogram, and you have written your actions inside rectangles. So after this, all the things are finished, you have to write the end. Okay, so the start and end are essential parts of the flow chart. Okay, right. Now, let's look at another example of a flow chart. Now, the flow chart to find the area of a rectangle. Now, I will draw this, right? So when you are finding the area of a rectangle, so what should be the first one? Just tell me what should be the first one. What should we write here in the first shape?
Start, madam.
Start. Very, very good. Start. So we have to write the start. Okay. Start. Then we need to draw an arrow. Okay. Then we need to draw an arrow down here like this. Okay. This is the flow of our, steps. Okay. Start. Then, when you want to find the area of a rectangle, what are the inputs that you should get? What are the inputs? When you are
The area, find the area of area and the
so what should we need to find the area of the rectangle? So what
get the
should
area and the
we can't first get the area? We have to get other things before that.
the length of the rectangle.
Very good. So you have to first get the length or you have to get the width. Okay. So first I'm going to take the length. Okay. So I'm going to write. So here you have to use the parallelogram. Okay. I'm going to get the length. Okay. Then what are you going to get? Then after that, what are you going to
Get
get?
the
Get the
width of
width. Very good. So you have to get the width. Okay. So in a parallelogram, you can write get the width. So that is also your input. So we need to use this shape. Get the width. Okay, now you have taken your inputs. Now what are we going to do? Now we need
multiply
to
length.
yes,
Multiply the length
multiply.
and
Yes, in order to find the area, we need to multiply the length by width. So what are we going to use for that? That is your process. So what is the shape that you should use for that?
A rectangle.
Very good. You can remember. Right. So we have to use a rectangle for that. So I'm going to write area equals. So I'm going to write my formula here. Area equals width into length. So after I um, okay, after I enter the data, then I will get my answer. Okay, I will get my answer. Okay, so this is my uh, formula, right? Area equals width into length. Then next, what will I get? Now I have input my width and length. Yes, area. So that is so I have to display the area. So that is my output. So which shape I'm going to use for the output?
rectangle.
Yes, the same shape. You call it a parallelogram. සමාන්තරාශ්‍රය කියලා අපි කියන්නේ සිංහලේ, right? Have you done these things? Sorry, in maths? Not yet.
Not yet, madam.
Okay, then you can learn now. So we call this shape a parallelogram. Okay, so we have to write, display the area. Display the area here inside the parallelogram. That is our output. Then what is the last thing? What is the last one?
End.
Very
End.
good. End. Then you have to use this capsule, okay, to write the end. So I'm going to, write the end here. So that's it. That's my flow chart. It's very easy. Okay, it's very easy, isn't it? Yes? Yes, it's very easy. Okay, look at this. So this is the same thing. Here, instead of writing the, formula, you can write the process in words as well. But I suggest you to write the formula because it's very easy for us to identify, right? Identify. So you have to write the formula here. That is area equals length into width. So that is easy. So this is the flow chart of finding the area of a rectangle. Now we are going to the activities, right? Adding two numbers and calculate the perimeter of a rectangle. You have to draw the flow chart. So before drawing this, we will take down the note. Okay, we will take down the note from the beginning. Then after that, we will draw the we will do the exercises. Okay, right. Write the topic
Madam,
flow
can you
chart.
wait 1 minute? Madam, can you wait 1 minute?
Right. Take out your writing books now and write the topic flow chart. Okay, write the topic flow chart. Take out your writing books and write the topic flow chart.
Wait a minute, madam. Madam, flowcharts can මොකද්ද කියලා ලියා ගන්න.
Yes, then we will write the definition. First you write today's date and this topic. Then we will write. A flow chart is, so you have to write this. A graphical representation of the algorithmic steps. Write this definition down. A flow chart is a graphical representation of the algorithmic steps.
Okay, madam.
Okay, so no need to write these down. And then we will write an example. We will write this one. Write the example. The flow chart for finding the area of a rectangle is given below. Write that one. The flow chart for finding the area of a rectangle is given below. And then you have to draw this flow chart. Do it quickly.
Madam, get the length of the rectangle එකයි get the width of the rectangle කියන එකයි එකට ලියවට කමක් නැද්ද?
Yes, you can write that like that also. So instead of using two parallelograms, you can write one and write get the length and width of the rectangle. Right. It's a good suggestion.
Madam, do we have to draw the flowchart?
Yes, of course. Now I'm waiting for you to finish this. Quickly, I will give you only 1 minute more.
Madam, I am finished.
Okay, then we will go to the question. So if you missed anything, you can draw them later. Okay.
Madam,
Yes, I'm going to send this, and also this is in your book, right? Right. So the next question is, now we will do the first one, adding two numbers. Okay. Right. So when you want to add two numbers, okay. So what are the two inputs? What are the inputs that we should get? So what are the adding two numbers, right? Adding two numbers is your problem. So first we have to think about our inputs. Then after that, we want to think of our outputs. So you want to add two numbers, okay? You want to add two numbers together and get the answer. So what are our inputs? What?
Madam, I can't
Sorry.
see the board, madam.
Okay, I have shared my whiteboard. Can you see it?
No, madam.
Madam,
Yes,
yes, madam. There's a message called whiteboard in progress. For now,
Okay.
only members of the overall.
Madam, did you write something in the whiteboard? I
No,
can
no,
only
no,
see
not
the
yet, not yet. Okay, did you see this? I mean, did you get it? Now you
madam,
can
I
see
got
the
the
whiteboard. Okay, right, we'll start. So
Madam,
first,
I can't see.
I can see, madam.
Madam, I can see.
I cannot see. Me too, madam.
you can't
Me
see
too,
it
madam.
now?
Yeah, still that message.
Whiteboard in progress.
Okay, that means you have difficulty in your, I mean, network.
Madam, I can see there is a read
I
on
can't see the board, madam.
Okay.
Open करा the whiteboard එක වැටෙන්නේ.
Now can you see what I'm doing?
No. No, madam. No, madam. Not, madam. Only the whiteboard. Can see, madam.
Yes, madam. I can see only the whiteboard.
Madam, I
Okay,
can
so
see.
this is, I mean,
Madam, I can't see anything.
okay, right. So I was just going to check whether, yes, okay. Then what we will do is, I'm
Now
going to,
can see, madam.
huh?
No, madam. Madam,
Okay.
you drew only a
Madam, I can
circle
see.
like. No, madam.
I can't see,
Right.
madam.
Now, okay then. Okay, then we will, right, we will use the paint software because I thought if you can, I mean, the whiteboard is very easy to use, but if it gets stuck, so we will use this. Okay, right. Anyway, so I'm going to use my paint software to draw this. Now you have to draw it with me. So you have to tell me what should we do. Did you take down the question? Did you take down the question? Write the question. Adding
White
two
was
numbers. Right,
No.
quickly write it down. Adding two numbers.
Do we have to write calculate the
No,
perimeter of the
not that, not that. Adding two numbers. Okay, adding two numbers. Adding two numbers. So first, what should we write? What should we write first?
The start.
Okay, very good. Write it. Start. Start. So we are going to start our program. Then you have to draw this arrow. Then what about our inputs? So what should we get? Adding two numbers. So
We need two numbers.
we need two numbers. Very good. So we need to get number 1 and get number 2. So I will draw this in two different parallelograms. Anyway, you can use one also. Right? You can use one. Okay? You can use one parallelogram or two.
Shall I use one? Is it wrong?
Get number 1. Okay. Then I will get number 2.
Madam, I can get number 1 and 2.
Yes, you can write that also. Number 2. Okay, now you have got the numbers. Now what are you going to do?
We have to process it in a
Yes.
rectangular.
So what is your
Process.
formula? What is your formula?
Add two numbers. Add the two numbers.
Yes, that is how
Adding
you
the two
put it in words. But if you are writing a formula, what is it? We will take the answer. Answer equals.
Answer equals first number
plus, madam, answer 3
addition.
equals 1 plus 2.
Number 1 plus number 2, not 1, number 1. So we have to add the first number with the second number. So our answer should be, answer is equal to the, I will take ends as answer is equal to number 1 plus number 2. Okay, so that is my answer. Number 1 plus number 2. Okay, so I should so next what should I display? Display the what?
Output.
Yes, output. What is your output?
The result.
Sorry,
Answer 3.
very good. So you have to display the answer. Okay, then you can write display the answer. Now we have calculated the answer. Then you can write sorry, display the answer. Okay.
End කියලා දාන්න නේද වැඩි?
Yes. Yes.
Madam, end කියලා දාන්න ඕනේ.
Ah,
We
yes.
have to put the end
Yes.
steps.
Yes. Very good. You remembered it, no? So the last step is what? End.
End.
Okay. Write end and finish it. End.
Madam, is it like this?
Let's see. Let me see. Yes. Yes. The same thing, no? Right. Good. Okay. Then let's go to the next problem. Okay. Write it. Calculate the perimeter of the rectangle. Calculate the perimeter of the rectangle. Write the question down.
Madam, what is the perimeter?
What is the perimeter of a rectangle? You know the area of a rectangle. What?
Parimitiya.
Anna hari parimitiya.
Parimitiya.
Area. You know, sorry. In order to find the area. මොකේටද?
Adding 2 numbers.
ඒක අපි ඇන්දනේ දැන්. ඔයගොල්ලෝ ඇන්දේ නැද්ද මගෙත් එක්කම?
And the madam.
You have to draw this. Okay? Then after that we are going to the next question. ඊට පස්සේ ආයෙ කැන්දේ නැත්තම් ඉඳ තියාගන්න. And the පුවයි ඊළඟ ප්‍රශ්නේ. Calculate the perimeter of the rectangle. Perimeter means පරිමිතිය.
Finish, madam.
Okay. Now tell me what are your inputs.
Take the length and the width.
Very good.
Start.
Yes. Start with the first one. Okay. Start with the first one. So inputs should be your when you want to find a perimeter of a rectangle, you need the length and the width. දන්නවනේ පරිමිතිය හොයන හැටි. All right. So we will first start with the start. Then again you have to.
After length, do we need to write width?
Yes, we will write it in one shape. Okay. Get
Madam,
the length and the width.
Get the length and the width.
Yes, we will write in one parallelogram. Get the length and the width. The length and the
Madam, do you draw this?
yes, draw this. Huh? Right. Then after getting the length and the width, now we have to perform our action. So what are we going to do? How do you find the perimeter? So what is your, I mean the formula?
Madam, write perimeter equals
Perimeter
length
equals
into width.
length plus
Madam,
length.
perimeter equals length into width.
No, length into width is area. I'm asking the formula for perimeter.
Perimeter equals length plus length plus width plus width.
Yes, very good, very good. So the answer is perimeter equals. So if this is your rectangle, when you want to find the perimeter, you have to add all these parts. I mean length and width, right? You have to add them together. Okay, so we will take perimeter equals. Okay, පරිමිතිය හොයන්න එහෙමනේ වට ප්‍රමාණය කියලා අපි කියන්නේ වටේ දිග පළල අපි දිග පළල එකතු කරලා තමයි ගන්නෙ. So we will write perimeter equals. Okay, perimeter equals length plus length plus width plus width. That is how you get it. You may have done this in grade 5. Okay. Then our output. What is our output? Display the
perimeter.
Okay, yes. You have to display the perimeter. Now once you have finished finding it. Then what is the last one?
End.
End. Very good. End. Now you know how to draw a flow chart. Okay. Now here you have to write end. Right. Did you get it? So I have shown this in the presentation as well. Just check whether your answers are correct. So adding two numbers, we can write input also. Input first number, input second number, or else we can write get the first number, get the second number, or as I wrote, get number 1, get number 2. Then total equals, you can write total instead of the answer. You can write total equals first number plus second number. Then you display the total and the end. Okay, this is the same thing. So the next one is perimeter of the rectangle. Calculate the perimeter. So we input the length and the width. Then you have to, this is plus. So length plus width plus width. This is the calculation of the perimeter. Okay. So after that you display the perimeter and the end. Okay. Right. Now we are going to do the workbook activities. Then take out your workbooks and turn to page number 48. Page number 48. Okay. Quickly, take out your workbooks and turn to page number 48. Right, look at the first question, activity 5.3. The first question is, what is a flow chart? Explain briefly. Now you know what is a flow chart, so we discussed here. Right, so write it quickly. A flow chart is a graphical representation of the algorithmic steps. Okay, that is the definition of the flow chart. Write it here quickly. This one.
Madam, can you
Madam, I can't hear anything.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just giving you time to write this answer for this first question in your workbook. So what is a flow chart? Explain it briefly.
excuse me,
Then
madam,
write the
wait 1
answer.
minute. I wrote it in the wrong place, madam.
Quickly erase it and sorry, write it again quickly. Others write this. A flow chart is a graphical representation of the, yes, quickly. I'll give you 1 minute.
Finish, madam. I'm finished, madam.
Madam, finish. Finish, madam.
Okay, then let's go to the next question.
Wait, teacher, wait, teacher. Wait,
Right.
madam.
Now then those who have finished can do the next one. Okay. Right. Fill the gaps in the table. Now name of this symbol, start, end, and this symbol is given. Right. So the usage is showing start and end of the flow chart. This is a bit different, not a circle. Right. Okay. Then input output. This is the shape. So what is the usage? Input output to show the,
Width and length.
To
yes,
indicate the input and
yes, you
output.
can write it, write your I mean these are given in your book to indicate the input and the output. So you can write here to indicate the input and output, right? So what is the next one? What is the name of this one?
Rectangle.
No, no, no. I mean not the shape. So when you are using it in flowcharts,
The processor.
this is the
Display.
this is yes.
The
Process
display.
and process or action.
Display.
Process or action. So you use a
Okay.
rectangular shape to show the process or action. So when you check your book, you will see action or process. Okay, so here write process or action. Process or action to show the steps of
Madam,
the
process
procedure.
slash action.
Yes, process slash action. Then the next one. So to show making decision. So what is the shape? You have to draw
Rhombus.
this rhombus. Okay.
Rhombus.
Here you can write decision making. The topic you can write decision making. In order to make a decision, we use this. So I will.
Teacher, so, oh, okay.
Okay. So here you can write decision making. You can write it. Okay. Decision making. Then the next one, flow lines to show the flow of instructions. So what are the flow lines? You have arrows down here. Okay, now like this to each of the sides. Down arrow, up arrow. Then you have right arrow and left arrow. These are the arrows you are using. Flow lines.
Finish, madam.
Okay. Now draw flowcharts for question 2 and 3 of activity 5.2. So what is the flow chart of activity 5.2? Write a suitable algorithm to find the perimeter of a rectangle. So we wrote it now. And next one, write a suitable algorithm for preparing a tea. Okay, that preparing, we'll start with the third one, preparing a tea, because we drew the first one. So no need to draw it again. I will give you another question. So we will first draw the
Madam, for
flow
activity
chart to
5.4, draw flow charts for question 2 and 3. For activity 5.2, okay, madam, do we draw a flow chart in the first box? That is part 2.
yes.
In that one, madam.
Now to find the perimeter of a rectangle, we drew the flow chart. So no need to write it again. Draw it again. So we will draw the flow chart to make the T, right? So first we will do that. Okay. First you have to start your flow chart. Okay. Start writing. First is start. Okay. Right. We'll draw this together. Start. Then you have to think about your what. What are your. Now you have to, after you wrote
Madam,
this
getting
start,
the ingredients.
yes,
The
we
needed
have to
things.
think about our inputs. Yes, inputs. So what are our inputs?
Getting
The
tea
tea.
leaves, milk,
That you can
milk,
write in a
sugar,
single
tea pot.
parallelogram.
Cup. Cup.
Okay, then you have to write it in a single parallelogram. Or else you can write one or two, but we will write in one. So we will write get milk, water, sugar, pot, and a cup. So the things you need, everything you have to write it here. Okay, if you have anything else, you can write them also. Then what are we going to do? So we will write the steps.
Boil water.
Process. Now what is the
Madam,
shape that we are going to use to show the process?
A rectangle.
rectangle.
Yes,
Rectangle.
rectangle. Now what is the first thing that we are going to do?
Boil
Boil
water.
water.
Very good. So we will write boil water. Then we will do this, very briefly, not writing everything. So boil water, then
Put some tea leaves and wait
Add
near
tea
3 minutes.
leaves
leaves to the boiled water. Okay.
and
So
keep it for a few minutes.
yes, you can write that here. Next one. Boiled water. Wait a few minutes. So you have to write everything here inside this rectangle. Okay, so I have right. You have to
Good
write it
process.
inside the rectangle. Okay, right. Then the next one.
Madam,
Yes. What is the next step that you are
And
going to
put
write?
some milk powder and sugar and mix them.
add milk powder
Yes.
and sugar and stir well.
Yes, you have to strain this, no? Strain the tea and add milk, powder, sugar and mix them well. We will write it in one step, the rest of it.
Madam, can we write it in a one rectangle?
Yes, we'll write it in a one rectangle. In one rectangle. So strain, or you can write it in a two. If you want, you can write strain the tea leaves and get the tea into a cup. That is a single step. If you want to take it as a single step, you can. Or else I'm going to write it together. Strain the tea, milk and
Madam,
sugar.
straining the tea leaves and adding sugar and milk.
Okay, and mix that. And mix them together. Then you have the cup of tea. Okay. So if you want, you can write this in two steps. If you want. Okay. Then last, what is your output? So
Serve it.
Uh,
yes, serve the
Thank
cup
you.
of tea. So now you have a cup of tea. Okay, so you have to write your output in a parallelogram. Remember, now you can serve the cup of tea. I will write
Serve it well.
a delicious cup of tea. I will say that is my output. Delicious cup of tea. Then last, what is the
And
last step?
and
And
End. You can have the end.
madam, like this.
Yes, yes, that's it. Okay. Okay, then for the next one.
Madam, wait 1 minute. I have to do
Okay.
some adjustments.
Right, so we drew a flow chart to show the steps of making a tea, right? Then we will write another one. Okay, so what I want you to do is you have to draw a next we will draw a flow chart to find the total of given three numbers. You have to find the total of, yes. Now here in the next, in the next space, you have to find the total of given three numbers. That is your question. Okay. No need to draw the flow chart to find the perimeter. We'll do another one. So you have to find the total of given three numbers. Three numbers are given. Then you have to find the total. Now draw a flow chart for that. Now this one you have to do it alone. Okay. Now I'm not going to draw it. You
Madam, so
have
like
to,
we did in the adding two numbers, we have to
yes,
add three numbers.
yes, the same thing. Now draw it now.
Madam, after can we read our answers?
Yes. You can show me your answers, okay? You can just switch on your video and show me the answers. Then I will see whether they are correct.